So normally, I don't sleep much, but whenever I'm not sleeping, the phone is with me, and it just depends on whenever I feel like saying something, that is how I record it. So that is actually tweeting is for me. These generally happen when I'm actually not thinking, completely not thinking about this, and I'm say working out or probably playing something, and it just happens. We predict linearly, but the changes exponential technologies bring are disruptive and exponential, and hence counterintuitive. Skills acquired in schools would be completely redundant 2 decades later if emphasis is not on developing emotional intelligence scope and curiosity to possibly still be relevant with accelerated change. Yes, it has a graph of, on the y-axis is human progress and on the x-axis is time, and you can see 2 graphs. All I'm saying is that the way we think, and now we know because we have done a lot of research on how we think in the last 10 years. So we know that we only think in a linear fashion. So, okay, there is the predator, and I think he would be there in the next 10 seconds, and I will also be there, so let's not go there, and I'll go here. So this is a very linear fashion. I wanted to say that all the technologies that change everything are exponential technologies. So this is what we think. Like if 20 years back, if you were to tell me that there would be something, you can ask any type of question, any question, and it would just instantly tell you the answer. And I would just laugh at this idea. Now we have search engine. You have Google, I have Google. I can ask anything. So we can't predict exponential technologies, the kind of changes they would bring. But when it happens, we redact our brain immediately into believing that we always knew it. So that's what we do. So that is what I wanted to punctuate, that we make predictions in a linear manner, but changes happen because of exponential. So you would always keep on thinking that what is happening and creating an illusion that you are in control, but you would not be. I just have 2 more. Yay! So it says we must look differently at known knowns, must take chances with known unknowns, and be ready to deal with unknown unknown. Oh, that's a great thought. Yeah. So I'm saying we must look differently at known knowns because all the known knowns that are there, and we know that everything is so fixed. All the correct answers, E is equal to mc square. All these are like everything that we know. C is the speed of light in mc square, but actually C is not the speed of light. And when I tell you that it's not speed of light, you actually pay attention right now. And I say that it is a causation thing which happens to be equal to speed of light and hence mc square. And you're like, hey, wait, so I understood the thing completely. And since I can understand E is equal to mc square, so I can use it and make hydrogen bomb. But I never saw this equation differently. Because now, since you're saying that C is different, the entire thing looks different. So that is what I'm trying to do. So your assumptions could be anything. Probably you also don't know your assumptions. And my assumptions could be something else. But even when I read the same tweet, because our assumptions probably are different, the contexts are different, the same information would mean something else. This is the only way I could write. Now, every time I try to make it more comprehensible, and actually it is comprehensible to me, I actually dilute what I'm trying to say. So this one says, can I see a thing for which I don't have a word for? One uses the language to form new questions, she would bend the reality. It's not philosophy right now, what I'm saying. We assume that because of this language got developed because I almost had full surety that you can understand me without words, but I had some confusion. And that confusion was with you. So to decrease that confusion, language is formed. So language only decreases the confusion. It doesn't mean that it is without confusion. So that is what it is. It actually adds to a lot of mental constructs. Like right now, you're looking at me and Speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, and speed of sound is 332 meters per second. How are you just looking at my lips moving and listening at the same time? You can't, because you just can't. Because speed of light is more than speed of sound. My lips should be moving first, and then after a lag, you should hear it. So your brain is calculating making adjustments right now without you knowing. There's a big gap between what we know and what we think we know. It says that forming a majority and earning popularity were the necessary criteria to validate what you know as the only truth. The only successful sperm who knew the rules of the ultimate game and made you would have ironically given. I think it's very simple. It's just that we have this tendency, we read this in behavioral economics, that if we have this tendency that we think that with familiarity it sounds closer to truth. But the number of the same false statement, it doesn't make that statement a truth. So that is what it is. I mean, like, we think that it should be, but it's not. And every time somebody has thought of something which has changed many things, like E is equal to mc square, nobody in the science community were thinking like this. So I think you should be not with the majority, for sure, if you have to come up with something, because that's a wrong description of where you should be. So, and we have some sort of an idea that more number of people saying the same thing is should. All I'm trying to say is to highlight contradiction. We can only talk till the time one is not agreeing with the other one. Because then there is no communication, then there's nodding. We know that, this happens. So then there is no communication. Communication only happens when there is a disagreement. So we need to disagree. Let's talk about it. Hi, this is Sushant Singh Rajput, and please do like this video and subscribe to Film Companion.